All right, guys, let's get into this. So, this popped up in my email today. Drake sues UMG for defamation over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Okay, so this is the third lawsuit that Drake has filed against UMG for Kendrick Lamar's song Not Like Us. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is he the hip hop Karen? I think that's fair to say, honestly. So now that he's filed this new lawsuit for defamation, he has withdrawn his previous lawsuit. And basically, he's really upset that he's being called a pedophile. Um, so from what I'm reading, defamation is very hard to prove. He's got to prove that he's not a pedophile. so, and I'm not sure there's a really good case for that he could bring because there's a lot of documentation of him being in DMs of younger minors. One of them being that girl who has a podcast. What is the name of her podcast? I don't remember it, but let me see if I can find it. Okay, so this is the girl that I was thinking, but I guess she is of age, so I apologize about that. But regardless, it's very hard to prove that, you know, that it's harder to prove or it's harder to disprove an accusation. That's going to be an uphill battle. What's interesting to me is that Drake is on the same record label, respectively, UMG. He has a relationship with UMG as well as so does Kendrick Lamar. So they're both associated with the record label that the dispute is being brought against, which is interesting because why would a record label it's like counterintuitive for a record label to purposely harm one of its artists. And Drake is basically saying that they promoted this song, and he in this article it's saying he's likening the situation to Pizzagate, which I think that's a little out of the blown out of proportion. Pizzagate is a huge conspiracy that's supposed to be an underground network that people use for child. I don't even want to say it. I'm not going to say it. You guys know what it is. So for him to allude to that, I think is a little bit outrageous, honestly, and I don't think it's really helping his case. I would never use that term in your defense. Like I would never want to even. You should not even talk about that in your same defense. So UMG did already respond, and they're saying it's illogical for the company to conspire against one of its own artists. They had massive investment in Drake as well. But at what point is this freedom of speech? Like the music's already out there. It's all over the internet. And there's freedom of speech. There's creative control that Kendrick wrote some bars and they're catchy as hell. And now Kendrick should be performing this song on the global stage when the Super Bowl happens in February. Will this case interfere with the Super Bowl performance? I really hope not. And Drake is saying that if this case actually makes it to court, at what point can an artist just spit lyrics talking about another artist and then be defamatory, which has never happened before. This is unprecedented. No artist that I know of has brought about legal actions over a diss track. I think it defeats the whole purpose of hip hop, competition. You know, do people actually take these lyrics to heart? I don't think so. I think Drake fans are still Drake fans, and he's just making himself look bad, in my opinion. But I'm not living in Drake's, shoes. Would I be super embarrassed to have a hit song just really making accusations that aren't true about me? Yeah, I think none of us really are going to be able to know how Drake is feeling, because we're not the ones that are actually going through it. But I don't know if this is the move, Drake. Honestly, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. I mean, UMG is already responding to it, saying that this is basically, you know, BS, basically. So we'll see where it goes. With that massive popularity, Drake says he has faced a massive hit to his reputation. That, I don't even think that's true, because the hits against his reputation have been coming way before that. There's always been people having an opinion about him. He's got a lot of haters because he's at the top. He's been at the top. So when you're at the top, you have a lot of haters. It comes with the territory. So, I mean, I think he should just suck it up, keep it moving. And also in the tracks he dropped about Kendrick, he was, Kendrick could honestly countersue. Will he countersue? I think Kendrick, but he's not suing Kendrick Lamar directly. That's the other thing. But Drake had his own lines about Kendrick Lamar throughout his songs. So he's kind of throwing rocks at a glass house. So I'll keep you guys updated, and let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this lawsuit is really going to make it to court? Do you think it's going to change how we are able to listen to new music? Is it going to have to get fact checked by a lawyer? How is it going to change the music industry, if at all? Do you still listen to Drake's music? I do. Not publicly anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I do still listen to Drake's music. Obviously, I love Kendrick Lamar. So let me know what you guys think.